Welcome, guys, to the Dynamic Podcast with Brendan and Rhiannon.
On this podcast, we're here to talk about self-development, health and fitness, business, and our journey as brand new business owners.
Let's go. Make sure you stick around because I'm telling you right now, this is the best podcast you'll ever see.
Enjoy, guys. Ciao.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode, another day. Now, before we kick this episode off, I wanted to just be real with the people. Right? There's one thing that has been on our minds this week that has been stressing us out, and it's something I wanted to unpack on the pod. Okay. And that's marketing.
Right.
Okay. 3 years. 3 years we've been running our business for, right? Even before we started Dynamic Recov, me and you both were semi-running some type of business. Yeah, they were sole trader businesses, but we were still running some type of business where there was some type of marketing involved, right? Yeah. So we've always done some type of marketing in our lives in probably the last 5 years or so, right? Now, here comes the juicy part. There's so many marketing agencies out there, business coaches, people out there that will help you with ads, help you, teach you how to run ads, and teach you the best way to market yourself online, right? The thing is, everyone has a different method to achieve the same result. And as business owners, I feel like every business owner is attracted to more leads, more money, more business, right? Because that's how the business runs and operates. We've been sucked into many coaches and marketing agencies in our tenure. Our biggest experience was probably spending 70 grand in 1 year on one marketing agency with pretty shit poor results.
It still gives me nightmares to this day.
It does. Now, obviously I've been on a bit of a tangent here, but what is your experience with marketing agencies to date?
Marketing agencies for me put a bad taste in your mouth when you don't know who they are, when you don't have any referrals, when you're just going off your own research, because yes, you do all the research, you find the right one, you unpack your whole business with them and they promise you the world, but it doesn't compare to a referral. Someone that actually has results, has some sort of proof. Good things to say about us and proof. Yeah, exactly. I think the way we've marketed has just been very forward marketing, sort of like this. And we've also done a lot of content on social media, and then we never really knew about the deeper meaning of what actual marketing is.
Yeah, like running campaigns and
running
ads,
meta ads, Google ads. We got sucked into Google ads at a very early stage of our business, and we thought that was the way to go. And in essence, it was. Everyone goes to Google to search up the latest fitness trend or the
gym near me,
fitness studio near me, or mobile coach near me, which is what we were promoting at the time or going towards at the time. And it just didn't work out. Why do you think it didn't work out, Bart? Why do you think that, all the hard work over the span of a whole year, we put this, everything that they were telling us was we were doing. They were marketing in the right areas for us. But why? Why wasn't it working for us? Why do you think it wasn't working for us? Was it because we were new? Was it because we were like fresh babies in the whole fitness space? Like no one knew our names?
It was 3 years we were doing it for. And it was in our second year of running a business that we jumped into that 70 grand thing. And obviously for us to have that sort of capital, we had to have built some type of client base. And we did. We had quite a big client base at that point with our mobile business. We were expanding to Queensland and Melbourne at that point as well. And I don't know, I feel like maybe they didn't have the right, because I know what I know now for paid marketing like Google and Meta is they're always changing. And maybe the marketing agency that we went with didn't know much about the fitness industry, number one, and didn't know how to run effective campaigns for that time.
So for anyone going through marketing, the best bit of advice that we could tell you is to go through a marketing agency that is within your niche, or that is within your, what's it called? Your
Industry.
industry. Yeah, your industry. Because we went for your regular
Generic.
plain Joe generic Google
just
Ads
Googled-
manager,
What did we Google at the time?
marketing agency.
Marketing agency.
The most general thing you can search up on Google again. And, you know, the first 3 that are sponsored, that are going already pushing themselves through Google Ads are there.
Exactly. So to give them a bit of an insight, before we got into any type of paid advertising, because we went into our business starting from scratch. You know, we were just two PTs, and one of our friends was there as well, and we didn't actually put that much capital to start our business. So everything was built from the ground up anyway, yeah? So at the start, we didn't actually have any money to spend on investments, on paid marketing. So everything was done organically. It was social media, it was letterbox drops, it was, what was the other ones? Blogs, creating websites,
SEOs.
landing pages, SEOs, every source of marketing that you can think of, we tried. We did a lot of email marketing as well. And yeah, so we tried every type of organic type of marketing, and
Stuff that wouldn't cost us a lot.
yeah, and to be fair, we got pretty good at doing those things. Well, we're still running email marketing campaigns now. We're still doing letterbox drops now.
Social media.
We're still doing social media. So those skills we're still doing now. But the one thing that we have never cracked or never been good at is any type of paid marketing, which from every business owner is the most sustainable, because organic marketing is not something you can rely on, because it's always going to be up and down. Depends on how many referrals your clients are willing to pass out. You're relying on other people to pass your name around, when you as a business owner has to be more on top of that. You're relying on people liking your Instagram posts. You're relying on people actually going to your website. So you're relying on external factors, whereas paid marketing, you're pushing these things out to people. And, you know, as a fresh business owner, it can be very, you know, as a new business owner, someone that might be watching this right now, you might be thinking, oh, if I just start a business, I'm just going to go straight onto Google Ads or Facebook Ads and just start running campaigns and getting clients. I wish it was that simple.
In our journey, the organic way was, it's like any startup business. The first thing people do is try and build their name organically through referrals, through, you know, lead generators like Bark, through those sort of platforms. And then we got to a certain point where we're like, okay, what's the next step? So in any sort of business venture, you always just see what you can do first, which is that first stepping stone. The second stepping stone is, all right, now I can invest in the marketing. But what a lot of people need to be careful of is who you're going with, who you trust, and who has actually had good reviews from the place as well. Because that was the first thing that we looked at, was the reviews. And we did countless, we read countless reviews on every single marketing agency that we were going to. And obviously the one that we went with had the best reviews. So essentially you're going off people's referrals. So, you know, we were new to the game, didn't know anyone in marketing, didn't know anyone that was paying for marketing at the time, besides a couple of big dogs that we'd never talked to, or never had the balls. Never had the balls to talk to about. And here we are a whole year later, feeling like we have some sort of advantage knowing what we know now in terms of the marketing space. That's the next stepping stone is, so you go from the stepping stone of organic to then invest to then reinvesting correctly.
Yes.
Through referrals, through knowing, liking and trusting the businesses from other people. That's like us with our industry, with the fitness industry. A lot of people that come into here hear that it's a great place from someone. It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
And those referrals are so important because it helps grow a trustworthy brand, And same with marketing agencies, it helps grow a trustworthy brand. I think those are the 3 stepping stones that you need to integrate or you need to think about before going into marketing is, okay, try the organic, see what works. From there, look at what works, study it, go into paid advertising. If you don't know anything about paid advertisement, ask everyone about it. We went from person to person asking about ads and Google and this and that for us to go, okay, let's take a step back. What do we have on the table now? What is the best avenue for us to take? Is it Google ads? Is it Facebook Meta ads? Is it Instagram boosting? And we came to the conclusion that it didn't matter about what was on the table, it mattered about the referral.
Yeah.
What came out of that person's mouth that stood out to us the most, which was the reward at the end of it, which was the return on investment. So when it came back to the return on the investment, then you start going, okay, this is a better avenue for us to go down because so-and-so said that the return on investment is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because you're spending so much money. 70K we spent. And you look at 70K, that's someone's wage.
Yearly wage.
That's someone's yearly wage.
On a marketing agency that obviously didn't work out. That's why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
And now we decided that we wanted to start learning how to run these things ourselves. So we got a coach. We wanted to learn a lot about how to run campaigns, run Facebook ads, run Google ads. And it was something that we started doing. And unfortunately, again, unsuccessful. But the thing with business is I feel like you're always constantly needing to learn, adapt, and gain new skills. Because if you're not, then you're getting left behind because everyone else that's in business is doing the same thing. You essentially got to look at a business as you've got 4 main pillars. You've got a finance sector. You got to know what's coming in, what's going out. You have a management sector. You got to manage the operations of the business and the backgrounds and everything that happens there as well. There is an operations sector of all the actual thing the business does. For us, it's personal training, group training, nutrition coaching. And then there is the marketing sector. Now, out of all of them, I feel like operations, before you get into a business, you're only going to operate a business that you already have some type of skill in. You know, like if you don't know anything about personal training, you wouldn't open up a personal training business, right? And when it comes to ins and out of a business, pretty simple to know what goes in, what goes out, minus the numbers. You get the gist. If you don't know what to do, find an accountant. Then management, I feel like that's obviously a skill that you can improve over time. But if you don't have staff, then it's not a pressing matter to learn how to manage people when you don't have people on your team to start off with, unless you're looking to grow a large enterprise. And this probably isn't a topic for you. And then marketing is something that you need to learn, and you need to learn quickly because
it changes so quick.
And also you can bleed a lot of money really fast in marketing, either by investing in coaches, in marketing agencies, or by running campaigns, right?
And every single person that we've spoken to has invested in some sort of extracurricular activity for not only themselves, but for their business as well. And that sort of reinvestment takes you down that path of knowing how to invest correctly. So we've obviously had a business coach. We've spoken to a lot of business owners on this podcast. And the one thing that they've always said is that it doesn't matter how much money you invest, knowledge is king and confidence is king. And those 2 things, confidence and knowledge, are something that we always talk about. People, confidence and knowledge, PCK. One of our little acronyms that we've made over the years.
That's our company's name.
So if you want to know our company, it's PCK. But people, confidence and knowledge. Confidence and knowledge are the 2 main factors of growing in terms of marketing, because having the right knowledge, as we have now found out, we just jumped into a marketing agency. If we had the knowledge prior to that, we wouldn't have probably gone down that rabbit hole. But then if we also had the confidence at the time, we would have asked tens of thousands of people, hundreds of people we would have asked about what the right way to go about marketing
is.
was.
Yeah.
So if you're ever stuck with what to do with marketing, whether it's starting from organic, investing or reinvesting and starting fresh from your knowledge, those are the two main things that you got to keep in mind. Knowledge, confidence. If you have the confidence to go and talk to someone about said marketing, then you will end up gaining that knowledge that you need in order to take the next step, the next stepping stone.
And a big thing about business owners, we've obviously talked to heaps of business owners on our podcast, is business owners love talking about their business.
Yeah.
Every business owner loves talking about their business.
Look at us.
How they started. Why do we have this podcast? They obviously a lot of time, effort, and energy goes into building what they've done. So when you ask them anything about how they started, why they wanted to pursue what they're pursuing, what got them to where they are today, they're going to be open books about exactly how they got to where they are. Now, they're not going to go in the ins and outs and say, oh, I was up till 1 a.m. every day for 3 years, and at 1 a.m. I'd be sending off emails to be scheduled at 9 a.m. They're not going to give you those in and outs, but they're going to explain their story, their why, their processes mentally, and also what happened on paper with their business and what they want to achieve. And those are some skills that you can actually gain. And that's what we're trying to do with our podcast, is to broadcast that type of knowledge out to other people that might want to learn a little bit more about business. But I guess the ins and outs of two guys who decide to create a brand.
And take a risk.
Yeah, take a risk, create a brand. Because that's another thing that I also wanted to dive into on this podcast is creating a brand. I feel like starting a business is one thing, right? But creating a brand, I feel like you should see them as two different things, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
I essentially think that you should see them as two separate entities, because a brand, you can just focus on marketing and just grow a brand and start creating products. But then what comes next? The business side of it. You can also start a business in the background with nothing to it, but then you got to start making a brand of the business.
Yes.
So they both work hand in hand. It's not something that you essentially focus on one
at a time, or
just one at a time.
Yeah.
They both have to work simultaneously to each other. So if you're growing a brand, you have to focus on the back end of stuff, because if you've got a brand that people are loving and no business academics behind it, what are you doing?
Well, it's actually becoming very, very big now with social media, right? Because all these fitness influencers are becoming brands. I would say they're becoming little personal brands, because they've got hundreds of thousands, millions of followers that are on their account liking what they do day to day. They could be, let's just talk about fitness influencers to be, to give an example, right? A lot of fitness influencers are just posting their workouts, posting what they do in a day, what they're eating, their macros for the day, and people get attracted to their lifestyle, maybe how they look, and they get inspired by their discipline and their lifestyle, right? And they're attracted to it. I would say that person has a brand, because obviously people like going onto Instagram every day and looking at what this person has posted. So they're attracting an audience that is in love with what they do. Now, if said person drops a link for them to buy some of their clothes, or use their discount code, or join a waiting list for coaching, let's say, then obviously they're going to gain a lot of people from that, because they've created the brand before the business.
I think that's what we have noticed since coming into this sort of facility, is that it doesn't matter about the education you give someone. It matters more about taking someone on a journey with you, taking someone on the reality of what the world is, not reading through a ChatGPT prompt because, he's telling you to talk about the best macros for weight loss and fat loss and stuff like that, but also coming across from a reality point of view, because there's AI out there now, bro, that you can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. Some people on Instagram, on social media, being personal on your own personal brand is so important, because it can show what's possible. For example, I'll give you an example because I feel like I'm blabbing on a bit, but with us, our whole content at the very beginning stages was us just reading ChatGPT prompts, ChatGPT sort of scripts. After 2-3 years of running the business, what's the one thing that we're focusing on?
No, it wasn't. Huh? No, it wasn't. When we first started,
When we
there
first
was no
started,
ChatGPT.
it was just, okay, yes. Okay, fair enough. When we first started, it was us writing all the scripts. It was me writing all the scripts.
Yeah, we wrote
us
all the
just going,
scripts.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, fair enough.
But then
So
ChatGPT
developed.
ChatGPT came in. We became busier with our business. We still wanted to post
Yes,
the
that's
same
right, that's
amount,
Yep,
and
yep.
we were like, "Oh, let's just ChatGPT this thing," you know. And we got to write our scripts, but then we edited them and we made them a little bit more our style. And we thought, we're providing some great education here. ChatGPT knows more than us on this stuff. Let's just use him. The thing is, everyone can go on Google and look up, or ChatGPT as an example, and look up how to progress in a bench press. It's not like we're providing something revolutionary here.
Write me up some questions for the podcast, please.
Unfortunately, I've got to say it. PTs aren't doctors. We're not providing some extraordinary outcome for people. The thing that we provide is an experience. We're providing a safe space for people to come to and enjoy focusing on their health and fitness, which is something that a lot of people neglect, right? And as coaches, our goal is to create an environment that's safe and supportive for people to come more often than they would have before.
And how do they see that? Without being to the place. Marketing.
You got to show it.
Personal brand is important.
Exactly, because you got to show that in a video, which is very difficult. It's not easy to do, and that's why so many businesses get attracted to marketing agencies.
I think in the early stages, though, you think it's hard. But then you go and speak to someone like James Smith or EBT and they just whip their phone out and start recording whatever's happening in their life at that moment.
Yeah.
So, but they've done that. They're able to say that because they've created some sort of engagement within their audience from the early stages. And yes, they may have been typing up their scripts and reading off those, but that was the very beginning. That's what grew their brand. That's what grew their personality. That's what grew people to subscribe and like and follow them on those social platforms.
The no like and trust factor.
And what happens next? You can post whatever you want and get 5, 6 to 10,000 plus likes just from you pulling your phone out and saying, "Oh, I saw some guy cross the road and he threw a cone in my car."
Because people like him.
Because people like him. They've known him for a long time now because they've been following him, and they trust that the
advice he's giving is correct.
Advice he's giving is correct, and the quality of his content is going to be good and directed to what they enjoy and what they want to be entertained by, or how they want to be entertained, because there's a new phase of doom scrolling now. And if you capture the doom scroll, or if you've been in the doom scroll, within half a second you're hooked and you're scrolling for 10, 20, 30 minutes without you even knowing.
But then if you see a familiar face that you have been on before and you like their content, then you're probably going to stop and be like, "Oh, what's this guy saying now?" So every time I see an EBT video, I want to see it to the end.
Yeah, see what he's actually got to say.
What's he doing now?
Yeah.
Is there going to be a spin kick? Is there going to be banana phones?
Yeah, it's going to be about his kid now. There's all these different layers that he's added onto his life that people are now following his journey with him on. That's what we're trying to do as well, is trying to get people to be like, "Look, we walked into this gym. This is where we started. This is where we're at the moment. Follow us on our journey," because it's just going to be us talking about our community, the amazing people that we have here, the group classes, how they're developing, the personal training, how people are looking before and after 12 weeks of training, the habits that they put in place, the challenges that we're providing for people, the recovery center that we're trying to develop, all these things are layering on for our business, but then also we're trying to promote that to people to say, look, this is our journey. We're doing this for the first time. But that's why we're doing a podcast, to emanate that whole journey to someone.
Exactly. And something we, in a way, if we're going to compare our business and our brands to anything, we're essentially like that marketing agency that we just looked up on Google, right? We didn't know anything about them. We just saw some Google reviews on there and we're like, oh, you know, they have 100 plus Google reviews. They must be trustworthy. They're around 4.5 plus star rated. So if that many people trusted them enough to write a Google review, they must be good. We just based it purely on that one metric. These days, I feel like people aren't basing their decisions to join a place or join a community on that one thing.
They're basing it on a reputation, on
Exactly.
a brand,
Exactly.
on someone else's.
So many different factors.
Yeah, someone else's referral.
Like what a few hundred Google reviews is not going to influence your decision to walk into a gym these days. You know, you got to have more to offer and show that person that this is a place for them. You know, and if you're not able to show that this place is for them, then there's 10,000 other gyms that they can go
100%.
to, right? Or 10,000 other businesses they can go to if we're not selectively talking about gyms.
And we've been in the fitness industry for 12 years. I worked it out. I've had my cert for 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, 2019.
Far out.
Yeah. So 2 years out of school, I did my cert. But anyway, 12 years of us being in the industry, our first ever gym, you know, no one's going to sit there and be like, we're going to run in there now. That's going to be the first
These
gym we
guys
go to.
must know exactly what they're doing in that place. Unfortunately, like we've said it a few times, we're babies. In this industry.
We're little tadpoles in that pond.
We are, and we've talked to business owners on our podcast who have been coaches for 20 plus years, and they've had their gyms for 10 plus, 15 plus years, like Anthony Cassis, our good friend,
but they've been in the industry even longer as well.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So
on top of that, they've been in the industry for longer than they've had their gyms, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, as a fresh client, you got to put a new client's shoes on, right? When they're looking around, they're like, I want to join a new gym, right? They're jumping on Google, they're jumping on Instagram, they're asking their friends like, what's a new gym? What's a good gym for me to join? You know, should I go to the one that looks like it's been opened for 20 plus years? Oh, wait, there's some new gym with no-name brands that I've never heard of before just opened up down the road.
I'm going to go to the 20 plus.
Yeah.
That's the
reality of it.
They're the type of people that have come into our doors and left. There's people that don't know, like, or trust us yet.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's part of our personal brands and our business put together. So, you know, the brand, Dynamic Recov, and the business side of things, we're trying to tie all that in together and produce content for people that may, you know, be curious about us, so they can scroll through our Instagram or scroll through our social media, YouTube, and say, oh, these guys are pure, honest. They're talking about everything that they're experiencing. Maybe I'll give them a go.
Maybe give them a shot.
Maybe give them a shot. See what happens. And
say if 14?
No, 12.
Say if 12 years experience is actually good.
Yeah. You'd hope. You'd hope.
12 years is over a decade, you know? So.
That's it. Okay. So now from your whole experience of marketing over the past 3 years, what's one bit of advice that you would give to someone who's just starting out their business?
One of my biggest learnings over the last 3 years when it comes to marketing is you have to dip your toes in multiple buckets at once. You can't rely on one form of marketing. So you can't rely on just Facebook ads. You can't just put all your money and effort into, let me just run a Facebook ad campaign, put $300,000 into it and hope it works. Because unfortunately, that might be working, but there might come a time when you're not receiving the amount of leads you were before, and you're going to be disheartened. You're not going to be happy about it, and your business is going to suffer. If you're dipping your toes in multiple buckets, you're getting one person coming in from an email marketing campaign. You're getting one person coming in from a flyer drop that you did 2 weeks ago. You have another person coming in from that random Facebook ad that you did for your upcoming challenge. You have
a podcast.
You have one person that commented on your podcast and was like, I like what you guys are about. Let me pop in for a visit. So if you're not tapping into multiple domains, you're not really shown anywhere. You have to tap in everywhere.
And I think off the back of that, is consistency. So as long as you're dipping your toes into every single bucket, that's all good. But if you're not consistent with it and you let it lack for 4, 5, 6 months, you're starting fresh every single time. Whereas if you're consistent, you can constantly see where you need to improve, what you need to do to improve, and you'll find a lot more people are willing to help because they see the amount of consistency, they see the amount of change. Like if you scroll on our Instagram and go all the way back to our first videos, I don't think a lot of people would say, they'll be doing a podcast soon. Never. They'll open up a gym soon. Never.
I would say put the mics down.
They would say put the mics down, get off Instagram, go home. But I think what you said and the consistency are two of the main takeaways from the essence of marketing. And the essence of marketing we've found is just to be honest and truthful and real, because being scripted and robotic and AI, you can see straight through it.
Yeah.
Like these days, you can see straight through it.
Yeah. Well, you can tell it's a robot that's talking to the camera.
Yeah.
So today, boys, I am talking about the calorie deficit.
And the mouth moves. And to that, calorie deficit.
Straight face. Reading off a teleprompter. Oh, you know what? That's one thing that we've never done. We've never done the teleprompter stuff.
No, we've always been actors and remembered our lines. And
Yeah, we rehearsed our lines.
rehearsed our lines and scripts and funny. I think, but you can't just, your eyes will be doing this, looking up and down from the teleprompter.
Yeah,
I think
I can't do that. We just have like
we have
some
too
type
much.
of-
We have too much ADHD to look at a teleprompter and say the words at the same time. Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, if you're ever going through some sort of struggle with marketing, do your research, ask people, be confident in asking people, and learn as much as you can about the marketing space because it's huge. It's huge.
And no form of marketing is dead, no matter what anyone tells you. I've seen a few social media marketing gurus say that email marketing is dead. It is from 2010. They say all that kind of stuff. Or having a website is from tomorrow. You should not have a website. You should only have one landing page. Or what was one I saw recently? Stop wasting money on Google ads. They don't work. Unfortunately, they all do, And the thing is, a lot of people use negative marketing to get their points across.
And grow their personal brand.
Because it's seen as attractive. Because people get, when someone hears the word stop or don't, they're more attentive to what is going to follow through after that. Like, who's this guy telling me to stop doing this?
Yeah.
Who's this guy to tell me no to what I'm doing?
Don't do bench press because it won't grow your chest. What? What do you mean?
What? I thought it was a chest movement.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And then you're intrigued. You're hooked on.
Now I want to watch a whole video. What's this spinner going to say about the bench press not being for chest?
And now you're stuck in the doom scroll, my friend.
Well, to be fair, the bench press is better for quads than chest. Don't at me.
Well, if you're curious about why that is, hit up Brendan. He will explain to you.
I've got a video posting tonight. Oh, this is going to be posted tomorrow. So,
Yep.
yeah, I've got a video posting.
Yesterday.
No, tonight. The same time this podcast goes out, I'll post it.
You could just say I posted something yesterday.
I posted something yesterday so about the bench press and how it works. I'm actually going to record the video straight after this podcast is done, just so I can prove that I did it to Rhiannon.
And worst comes to worst, it posted today.
Yeah, perfect.
The beauty of marketing. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
And thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Dynamic Podcast.
Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if friends are interested, share it around.
Don't forget to comment your favorite part of this episode and tag us on your social media platforms.
And we'll see you next Friday. Ciao.